3 lanes at once.
Yeah. It's the team fight is, and it's going to be the tool here for LG to win this game. They need to land these big team fights is the biggest thing. You know, catch at least one of the meepos, if not multiple, in the Chronosphere. Follow up, obviously, with what they have here, the ALT and etc.
Yeah.
A lot of farm to do though.
Just catching one is dangerous. Then he just poofs the other 4 on you. You take a ton of damage.
True.
But it'll be interesting. I'm super excited to see how he plays this out.
Let the spam begin. All right, here we go, guys. So we're going to introduce the sides now. On the Radiant side, of course, we have OG, Fly on the Visage, Anna playing the Ember Spirit, Jerax on the Night Stalker, S4 playing the Pet Rider, and of course, No Tail on the signature hero Meepo. Always fun.
And over on LGD's side, we got Yao on Ancient Apparition, Victoria on Kunkka, Summonus on Mirana, Amy on Void, and Old 11, now just 11 on Tidehunter.
That's right. I heard people mentioning that Old 11, and I thought about that too, but yeah, he tagged himself up just 11 right here.
I think it was right after DK disbanded a couple years back. The Old Chicken, Old 11, all of them changed their name to Old.
Gotcha. Oh, S4. Torrent, that's gonna maybe not really connect. He's good. Even if that connect, well, I mean, they have cold feet, but I don't think they were gonna be able to get that go off, so. Is 11 really hidden here? I don't think they know it's here. He's critical. It's gonna be annoying. And we'll see what they're able to do against that. But Visage in the hands of Fly. Why? So why Visage here? Well, what does Visage bring to the table as the support option? I mean,
it's push power similar to the way Arasta does. Honestly, not much more than that. I'm struggling to find a reason to pick this over the Shadow Shaman, other than the fact that the birds are more mobile than wards. They can farm a lane, and they can provide a little more pressure.
Look at Tidehunter cracking already leveled up, of course, with armor protection, so it's definitely not killing him. It's just a matter of how much can they harass him right here as he's pulling the creep wave.
Yeah, and a 46 base damage Meepo is going to struggle to farm under tower. No hatchet.
And he blocks both camps. He stood in one, he had the ward in the other.
What a monster.
11 doing work. That's big. That's going to really hurt OG early on.
S4 in a bit of trouble here.
Oh, yeah, top lane, S4. Torrent connects and it'll be fine, though, keeping the distance. Back to the bottom lane. 11 is all the way to the tier 2 tower. They're still chasing. They're pissed off, man. They do not want to get away free here.
There's very little risk for OG to be here right now. And if they can deny a few of these out from Tidehunter, it stops them from getting close to level 2. So they just want to give him some contest on his farm and deny these out so No Tail can get the actual creeps.
Annoying start indeed, though, but the top lane. M2 is out, ladies and gentlemen. Apologize there. S4 goes down, though. We saw the pressure earlier. It did feel like it was just a matter of time.
Yeah, it's all this ward that they got down. It's showing so much of where S4 is trying to juke for Torrents. And they connected with a Torrent into Cold Feet there. Once he froze, he was just dead.
So Mirana versus Ember Spirit. They did last pick that Mirana. Obviously, we're so caught up with the Meepo. But how does Mirana fare this game? You know, how in the matchup especially, you think?
I mean, entirely depends on the build she goes. I don't want to see the Ags build. I don't think it's probably that great this game. I'd like to see the Aquila Maelstrom, like, farming carry style Mirana. It does a lot of damage now with the talent changes. But it's a little rough, honestly, into Ember. If Ember gets a little bit of a lead on her, he can just run at her with Flame Guard. There's not an easy way to strip it off. And, yeah, we'll have to see.
S4, they're just going to continue to pass the hell out of him, man. He was living life on thin ice right there, as it barely died to the AA auto attacking him. But he did the math, he popped the sal, but he's still not in the best of spots right here. And in fact, he's kind of juke, though. Well positioned right there by S4. He just runs right out through the trees, and they did not see him. So, although Torrent, it's going to connect, and now he's in trouble. Cold Feet goes up. He's dead. Yeah.
This is rough for him. He can't even stay in this lane. Before Kunkka even has X, he's spiking every Torrent.
Bottom lane, Tidehunter. Cracking shells. Are they really killing him here? I don't know. Poof on in from No Tail. Has the second Meepo with him. And they're going to trap him. Another Void. This should be a kill, actually.
Yep. You want
The
to try
last
to get
hit?
it to no-tail, but
He's trying to set that up for no-tail if anything, but yeah. Not the case. Still, get the kill, that's what matters. Finally take out this pesky Tide Hunter.
that's a hard kill to bring down. They're going to be very happy to take the Tide Hunter away from the lane for a little while.
So Mirana, double Wraithband build and creep farm early on, 20 and 6. 20 and 4 though for Ember Spirit, yeah? But just fine himself. Oh, S4, don't tell me he's in trouble again. X marks the spot, the torrent. Cold Feet is up, that's gonna stun him in place. Now, they didn't stagger the best though, so he's actually gonna look through this.
And he gets his creeps.
Yeah, that was pretty solid in the end.
And they're out of XP range for Kunkka. Did it. Alright, so at least he got something there, but man, it's a hard life for him. He's gonna get taunted here too.
Oh! It's like he knows!
Oh man.
Oh no, he's not out of here just yet. Oh, the boots on the Kunkka. Running him down. One more auto attack should do it. He's dead. No, maybe not. Why do I say he's dead when he's not dead? He's definitely not dead. X marks the spot. It's gonna pull him back. One more needed! He got enough regen! Oh no. The dukes are on the trees! Get it! Victoria! He's got it.
It's taking so much of S4's time to do that though, and all they're committing is their force support.
Middle lane, speaking of force support, Jarek's coming in. Mirana, she does not have leap up. She's going to use some bottle charges, and it will be enough, and Night Stalker should be fine too, but... Ooh, close calls, man.
Yeah, this game's full of action already.
How's no-tail doing, though? That's what really matters.
He's holding up. He's near the top of the CS charts, and getting to the point where Tide's going to struggle to stay in lane. Kraken Shell, not very good against a whole bunch of poofs, and when you couple it with Void, very easy to stick on him. They're looking to set up in the mid lane, though. LGD is smoked up.
Is there an arrow? No, Mirana's porting in. Maybe a torrent. There's the X, the torrent, and it's going to get maybe an arrow off. Slide of fist. He actually avoids the torrent and the arrow. The cold feet also doesn't go off, but the Starstorm is going to do him in the end. I mean, he did everything he could to survive right there, but just not enough. Meanwhile, back to the bottom lane, Tide Hunter. Go for the TB. Do they have a stopper? It doesn't look like it. And despite all that burst coming out, he does survive.
Without Night Stalker down here, the kill potential is almost 0. OG needs to be stacking more, though. Jarex is trying so hard to get this mid lane swinging in on his favor, but hasn't been able to connect with anything yet, and it's kind of leaving No-Tail without the huge jungle department he'd like.
Yeah. And it's in trouble again. Cold Feet's up. That's going to slide a fist away from it, though, so again, disjoints it here. Now he's going in for the kill, but this is so ambitious on his part. The Cold put up once again. He goes over the far end, secures a kill, and he takes off the Cold Feet as a result of it as well. Now Victoria torn on himself. Jarek's evading. It is nighttime, obviously, so running a little bit faster. And he'll survive, too. No-tail. Look at this. The real Meepo's in. Net's on in. Poof's on with the other. The Poof did not connect for the damage, though. Doesn't have an arcane rune, however. Another net coming out. The torrent's gonna stop at least one of the meepos, and it will be enough to keep them alive. On Mirana. Close call there.
Wow, this is just so action-packed.
That's where we're dead again.
Yeah, that
what
was
else is
Chronosphere.
Was it?
That
Okay.
cost an ultimate. Yeah.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
What is...
Yeah, 3 deaths, 4 deaths even for that Bat Rider. Oof, 4 of the 5 deaths on him so far this game. Again, not a friendly game. You talked about it earlier. I mean, he really can't be at the top lane, and he's trying, man. He's trying to be up there. Only has boots and a wind lace currently on. I'm trying to finish the Tranquils. He's got a stacked camp here. At least that's something. As long as he doesn't get roamed on.
Lisa.
Yeah. So Mirana does have the axe queued up here, and I have seen a couple Mirana games recently, again, going back to the original qualifiers, being that big event recently, where they didn't get axe at all. They kind of just skipped it even.
Yep. I agree. For the most part, people just didn't go Ags. They went like Maelstrom, Manta, just a lot of pushing and right click. Especially with that leap talent at 25. The 100 leap attack speed makes you attack so fast.
Yeah. Faceless Void going that Mask and Madness spell too. Takes up the top tower. The time walk to take off damage. Time dilation will also stop the sticky napalm spam from S4. Now S4 running into a bit of a trap. Cold Feet not going to go off though. Keeps his distance. Bottom lane, no tail. He avoids the torrent. He'll walk away. He's building up that Dragonlance. Just about finished. So get an idea of what no tail and Meepo is going to be going for here. So he's level 7 in about 8.5 minutes.
I'm curious to see what the Void follows this Mask of Madness up with. To me, Bloodthorn is super valuable in this game. It can lock down one Meepo, it provides a bunch of damage amplification to actually help you bring one down. And all in all, just a pretty solid item against Ember Spirit and the Meepo there. So if they're feeling good, that's what I'd like to see him go fairly early on in this game, just so he has a single target burst to finish one of those Meepos off.
Yeah. Ooh, flies. Fine, but Tidehunter is keeping him busy. Tidehunter level 6, he's holding on to that point, by the way. Or the Ravage, perhaps. Ravage is somewhat costly on the mana side of things, 150.
And
Night Stalker, he's hiding up here. Currently daytime, 2.5 minutes until that nighttime. You have Chronosphere ready to go. Faceless Void, the Mask of Madness still finished. And we saw it in the earlier game as well, so become a new trend here. Or recycling even. Although Ember Spirit's by himself up here at the top. Oh, not by himself, because Night Stalker's up here too. They're going to dive onto the Ancient Apparition. Here come the TPs. Oh, they might kill it, but it could come at a cost. Not careful, including the Chronosphere. Being used right here, torn on top. That's a dead spirit. Maybe no one avoids it at the last second with the remnant, but Somnus on the chase. Amarana, a couple of auto attacks coming out from her. The Starstar and the Flame Guard saves a little bit of damage, but not enough in the end, and he does end up falling. That's Night Stalker TP's out.
I can't believe he got to that remnant in the first place. That was so close, but they do manage to bring him down. It is fairly committal, cost a number of heroes. It's just, can No-Till make up for the dying on his team, you know? He's getting all this room to farm, he's getting all this space. He's just got to turn it into something.
So the Chronosphere didn't initially get the kill, but a couple of Chronospheres that eventually got it. S4. Oh, he avoids the arrow. Definitely dodging skills on his part to continue, but not so much. Just not the greatest coordination, but he goes down again. Yeah, make it death number 5. And it's not a friendly game for him.
Kind of the reason Batrider fell out of favor. You can't farm jungle uncontested anymore. The 4s are so on you and ready to just stick to you when you try to go farm. And so if you can't just fall back and recover to a blink like that, he doesn't do anything. Like, Lasso isn't that big of an impact until you get blinks, so he's just really struggling to find relevance. Ana is manning up mid.
Yeah, I was just noticing that too. Hey, ult is coming in. Oh no. If that connects, yeah, that's a dead Ember Spirit. That was... The balls on Ana was big right there, but he regrets it immediately.
Well, and he had the kill too if he wanted it. He could have triple remnanted on bottom and just blown her up. But then he wouldn't have had an escape. He thought he was going to be able to get out of that.
Not so much. He goes down. Now I'm going to wait another 10 seconds before he gets back up. You have no... Meanwhile, he's going to put the top lane to set up a kill on Conka. JRX gets pulled back by the Xbox spot though, and Victoria will just keep on running. Has those arcane boots, a nice... sustaining his mana there. Meeple's not doing bad by any means. 4,600 net worth. Would you say he's had a successful game so far? Like, is this where they want him, or would they like him to be a little better off here?
He's just, I mean,
Yeah.
Anything on being? I don't expect one.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Sorry.
Visage is level 6 now, so of course those Finishers online, and he's sending them over here at the bottom lane, but he's trying to run away as well himself. And there's that slow coming out with the Ice Vortex, the current lane, and Visage is taken out as a result. Marana finishing the job. Nice catch there, and this should be a bottom tier 1 tower push now. Top of that.
Yeah.
Riptide's ready. Did that come into play right here? Meeple's even clashing in. Here comes some TPs, expecting a Chronosphere goes off though. Expect a Riptide right after. Hey, on top. Here comes. Yeah, the Riptide goes off. And Meepo will fall. Ana keeping his distance, looking to go back in. The Ghost, though, is able to avoid the stun. However, Faceless Void is running on top, and he remnants out to survive. But with Meepo dead, do you really want to be taking this if you're OG?
Yeah, probably not. And I don't know what a Riptide is, but that Ravage absolutely killed Meepo.
Was I saying Riptide? I definitely was,
like
wasn't I?
5 times. It's great. S4 dies to the Dire somehow.
Oh no, Kunkka is also getting blown up. Ana goes back in, and down goes Kunkka. Faceless Void. Ulti from Mirana kicking in a little bit right there. He's able to chase down Visage. Cannot get Dash proc though on Ember Spirit. So ETP's out in time, but now Night Stalk. Oh, Ember Spirit coming back in actually with Remnant. So he's reset, looking to go. Nota comes with the poofs, takes out AA with him. But now Nota on the run again. The Star from helping finish the job onto him, and 11 is sitting in the midst of this, just pop that anchor smash, and the tanky presence that he is. We've got the mid wars, baby, coming at you. Anna's in trouble. He is going to spend the lasso back on Mirana. Victoria's running back in though himself now. More TPs in. The Ghost Ship coming through. Not enough room though to save Mirana in that case. And Faceless Void.
That was absolutely a defensive Ghost Ship, and it almost worked. But
yeah, that was some chaos there in the middle. 13-6 LGD lead now on top of that. The fact that No-Tail, died a couple of times in that fight. Pretty costly because it goes back to just mentioning right there. The network's going to drop in. We were kind of talking at the beginning of the game. Sure, it's going okay, but is okay going to be enough for OG to come out on top of this game? You got him and the Ember both below the Mirana and the Faceless Void at this point. Ember Spirit's going to be going a Radiance meanwhile. Is that the best choice here?
It's that or Maelstrom. He's got to be able to shove lanes. They're still on the same page as I am about what their game plan is. They just got baited into a really long mid fight. They want to be splitting the lanes, they want to be farming everything, and making it so LGD can't stack as 5 and then get 3 or 4 kills. Yeah. So that's the build he needs to go to actually get the split pressure. If he struggles to get to the Relic, I would look to see it switch to a Maelstrom pretty quick. At the moment, I think it's fine to go for the ambitious Radiance.
Riptide, aka Ravage, is ready again. Chronosphere also ready on top of that. They're going to pick off AA, though, in the midst of this. There goes a Chronosphere. Only caught S4, though. And he's not really... Okay, he's dropping pretty quickly in the end. There comes the Ravage, and they do catch in as a result. Down he goes as well. They were able to pick off Faceless Void, at least in return, but now Fly's also trying to run away. As Mirana of the Moonlight Shadows kicks in once, and Visage going to be pulled back, Torn to help finish the job onto him. Double coming out for the Mirana. So losing Faceless Void ultimately not the worst case right there. No-Tail again having to be a little bit careful about committing to these fights. Jerax is going to get picked off as well as the Ghost Ship, or in this case the Ghost Shark comes through and take him out. These team fights, I mean, as expected, they're going in LGD's favor, right? Like, this is what the lineup's made to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is starting to look like a huge problem for OG. You can lose everyone except Ana and No-Tail. That's okay, but you're losing one of those cores every time these engagements happen. And because of that, they're just getting their growth stunted so much. That whole time No-Tail was farming, but Ana died again. You can't keep losing these people that are supposed to be your snowball and your pressure heroes. I will say, getting the kill on Void was a huge hero play from Jerax. Stood on the high ground that whole time when he was low HP, low mana. Managed to get a silence off on Void right before the jump. Without that, Void gets out, and that is even more of a disaster.
S4 has his blink at least. Yeah, I was actually going to bring that up earlier because of his struggle, especially 7 deaths now in this game. Does he... We've actually seen a bit of drums coming out from Battleriders in general, and I was kind of wondering maybe they're the better choice in getting those stats, but he still goes straight into the blink.
No, this is what I want to see. You go drums if you're ahead, because you can pressure your lane, you can just walk in with Firefly. We got a smoke, though.
Trying to use that blink. Smoke on in. Kunkka, it's going to be the target. So caught with the steering chains, puts around the ulti. Gets taken out though in response. 11. No Ravage to use. Just going to simply be that tanky presence once again. And Rum is applied on top of that from the Ghost Ship. And now Tidehunter. He's having a run. And you don't want to commit too much, though. They kill the courier in the meantime. There's no items on it. But now Tidehunter doing his bristleback impression right here. Keeping his back turned. Mirana. Arrow hit the familiar, I believe. So nice job taking that fly, I guess. But again, Tidehunter, you really can't commit too much to kill this hero. So they're just going to back it off.
Yeah, you're totally fine walking away from him. No Tail's farming, you won a team fight. That's a huge boon for you if you're OG. And honestly, just came on the back of a very quick initiation. That was nice. AA Blast hit 4, but without LGD being set up or having Ravage to reset, it definitely looked okay there for OG. And that's going to be the rest of these fights. If they can sneak fights in around the Chronosphere and Ravage cooldown, we could see more fights like that, where they get a quick initiation and they take the lead early on.
Yeah.
But, man, if Ravage was up there, totally different fight.
Well, it is up now, so again, it goes back. If you're OG, be careful about the fights that you look to pick right here. In fact, Smoke Inc. Ooh, I want to say that might have been seen by this ward here of OG. Yeah, they actually scanned them out, so they know for sure. Nice Tucker's still... He's going to scout them, and he's going to go for the TP. Oh, beautiful play by Jerax. You know that was on purpose right there for sure.
Oh, that X was so close.
It was. I mean, that was a ballsy move as well, but... They got the smoke and the TP out. So, well played. Gets out in time. Obviously, Murata has the axe. He's actually working on a Yules as well.
Yeah, so he's probably going to go the full caster build. You go Yules, then Blink, and potentially E-Blade if he wants to finish it all out. Like, from there you go utility. It's Lincoln's or E-Blade or something along those lines.
Anna? What does Anna go this game? We saw the Radiance earlier, but he doesn't have that queued up anymore. So, you talked about the Maelstrom. That's why it just needs that kind of split push presence.
Yeah, it needs to be a pushing item, and then it probably needs to be Blink. Your goal is just to not get caught and keep lane pressure up, so whatever items are going to help him do that this game. Lincoln's is normally an Ember pickup after he gets his first wave clear item, but it just looks really bad this game. It blocks almost nothing useful. The only thing it would save you from is X, which is pretty important, but yeah, I'm definitely curious. He took the Radiance off his quick buy.
Moonlight Shadows, Chronosphere opener with the AA Ice Blast. Equals a dead Ember Spirit. That was all Moonlight Shadows right there. I love seeing that from Murata. Yeah, that would have been bad. That would have been bad. But it didn't. That's the thing.
But it didn't.
It didn't. But I love seeing Murata ultis used like that, just aggressive. You know, getting ganks with it rather than always defensive to save teammates or whatever.
Absolutely. A very fortuitous DD rune is going to turn into a quick Roshan here for LGD.
Nice Tucker. What is Jerax at plan? Oh, the Ravage going off. Wow, that was a very defensive Ravage.
Can they even hold this tower against No-Tail? With no Ravage, no Chrono?
I don't think so. No Ice Blast even on top of that. Oh, it's coming in. That's allowed. Yeah, no, just too late. So they save the tower at least, barely.
Yeah, they'll probably just deny it at this point. Yep.
But nice
means he's gonna go bottom and keep farming.
He's gonna Hunter in the Night away. It's a fun hero. That did get nerfed this last patch, but still a powerful tool. The mana cost, I believe, was increased. Not mistaken.
Cooldown too.
Or cooldown was decreased? Okay. Or
increased.
I would say. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, hero that needed nerfs, I think it's safe to say.
All of his mana costs went up because he got an int nerf. He got dumber.
Oh, poor guy. Books, Faceless Void. Locked down somewhat. The last of the top off the job. The rum comes out though. He actually time locks. It's about time dilation pop there. Play defensive with this. No Chronosphere just yet.
Yeah, they committed everything on an Aegis Void there. That was weird.
And they don't even get it. And again, there's ulti cooldowns that are now coming up here for LGD, so it does buy more space and time for Meepo. That's definitely a positive.
So he has his Hex done on Meepo. We saw him get out with that earlier. He has a Shadow Blade queued up. I mean, I'm guessing he's just assuming if they jump on me, I'm dead. So I want to be the one to jump on them, which is why this Hex is there, so he can just snap Hex the Void and stop a Chrono. If he goes to Shadow Blade too, this is going to be hilarious. This will be the most aggressive Meepo build I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's a unique item on the hero.
By the way, he caught up. He's top of net worth now.
I mean, it's Meepo, yeah. You'd almost be, you know, not looking good for OG if that wasn't the case, right? Like, that they need that to be happening.
True.
A good chance here.
Now, for anyone who's watched a lot of, ooh, we got stuff going.
Yeah, Moonlight Shadows. He's gonna cut us through the one Meepo. Oh no, Ice Blast comes out. That's a dead Meepo for sure. They cannot save it. Moonlight Shadows again.
It's just too expensive. Late in the game, you have Night Stalker eggs and gem that'll really help curb some of that aggression, but OG's still in the development phase. They need to get another item or two. But Ana's split pushing the base already.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Yeah, it's tier 3 tower taking some good damage, so they're going to take the tier 2 bottom. They do have ultis ready to go. Pipe, of course, has been on tide. He also has that blink now. Ana thrown up by the Yules of Mirana. The arrow on top of that. Do they have enough lockdown following, though? Doesn't seem like it.
When they extra back to bottom, she
That's
can't
what
even come
happened,
back.
I was wondering, yeah, that was like, wait, glimpse? What? But
Yeah,
they actually
they
back.
extra hoping she could just push him off. And it did. He totally backed up. But he is committed to the Radiance now. Recipe is purchased about 1,000 gold away from that relic.
Okay, so has that just around the corner, and that with the evasion kicking in, that'll be nice. Nice to have here. Faceless Void, though, he's going to lead the way pushing the middle tier 2 tower now, and you also have the BKB queued up.
No-Till's going straight for this tier 3. He wants to make it so if they threaten racks, he's doing the same.
Yeah, he's got one meeple down bottom, the rest are up top. Visage giving him information as well. Visage, by the way, is working on a pipe himself to go with drums that he picked up.
Oh, man. If No-Till gets this pick on Void with the way he's positioned, I'm going to laugh. He's Shadow Amuleted, not Shadow Bladed.
Missed chance, sorry. Yeah, he's having to stand here right here. And they're not going to find him, of course, so... taking advantage of the item.
This is just bizarre. I mean, I guess he doesn't really need the main Meepo to farm. It doesn't change his farm speed that much. So maybe he's just trying to keep this in position so if his lane gets pushed, he can cut one wave real quick. And just port all the other Meepos away.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
That's how OG's going to win this game, though.
Weird.
It's you got him, Ember Spirit, you got Visage, even really didn't even mention a lot, but that's another hero that could definitely do that more and more throughout the game. So from that perspective, it makes sense. Again, they don't want a team fight also. This is a very deadly team fight side here on LGD. In fact, Titan reports spot him. Ooh, you know, it's like, do I try something here, but without more coming. In fact, they came into the shrine area. They're going to catch Fly. X marks the spot, going to bring him right back. Gush Fly. And they do catch Visage at least.
Very dead bird hero. This is just... It's a weird game, right? Because LGD's win conditions are very blatant. You press R on a bunch of heroes. Ooh, Void's going to find No-Till here.
Yep, finds the one Meepo. Ice Blast on top. And just like before, we've seen that time and time again here against No-Till on that Meepo. Yule Scepter throws Bat Rudder in the air, brings him on back with the X. And he's just trying to fly on the ledge right there, survive. It's not going to work, though. Kunkka himself, the run coming out, not in time. He does go down, but they get the kill on it. And that is 4 heroes dead just like that. And it may be a 5th for the complete genocide right here in favor of LGD. It is a hat-trick coming out for Mirana. 26 minutes into the game, everyone dead on the side of OG.
Yeah, and thus the game starts to look insanely bleak. When you're getting shut down this hard, whenever you try to make a move, the splitting idea doesn't work very well. They've gotten to the point now where it only takes Chronosphere plus AA ult to kill off Meepo or Ana. And once you hit that point, you know you're good to go. Because then you don't need Ravage and Chrono to fight. You know, one or the other is fine. And that's actually the exact point OG couldn't get to. Once No-Till's dying to just one of those ults, the game gets really hard.
Nearly 10,000 net worth lead for LGD, 10,000 experience lead right now in their favor. Mirana. What does she have coming up? A Lincoln. So, yeah, this is definitely not a right-click battle build, Mirana. This is more of the, you know, ganking presence. Kill you quickly, I guess, you could say. However you want to put it, but...
joke that I heard this called at TI? Budget Quap was what everyone was calling it.
Budget Quap, okay.
Because she just... usually they'd buy a Blink Dagger, blink in, Starstorm, and leap out. And just farm moves that way.
Oh, Ravage bottom lane, and if he dies again right here, he's going to. That's what you're just talking about. They used a Chronosphere earlier. He's back up. They're like, all right, we have another big ulti. Let's use Ravage. And he's dead for a minute with no buyback.
I mean, they hit the break point. That's it for LGD. They've gotten to the point they don't need all their ults to win a fight. And OG doesn't have options now. And
Why?
Honestly, a lot of this comes back to just S4 dying that much. The Void got so much out of his lane, got farmed way too quickly to deal with.
He still has a 10-second BKB ready to go as well. And yeah, the Chronosphere back up. So is he going to use right here? I feel like he could just go onto Ana.
Ana has a safety remnant though, so if he time walks in for the Chrono, Ana could just run away and get the Chrono.
Yeah, no point.
That's a better
not so much for Batrider. That's an easier target. Almost escaped, but not far enough. He goes down. And Faceless just keeping his distance, going for the tier 3. Getting the objective. Ana going to do as much as he can to try to keep them off, but that's not going to work. Tier 3 goes down, and LGD will play the very safe game as they run away together.
Yeah, you lost no one and cracked the base. Now you got Shrines, you got Roche soon. The world opens up once you take a tier 3.
So, why is Meepo going the Silver Edge? Like, what's the high priority here with Silver Edge? The break.
He realizes he has to be the one to initiate. If he's not going on Void, the team fight's already over. They're just dead. It also lets him put one of his Meepos into a weird position, like he was kind of trying to do top lane. I think their endgame goal is, now that the Radiance is up on Ember, if he splits a lane into kind of the danger zone, Notel can just Shadow Blade up to that wave, poof everybody in, and then try to take a tier 3.
Oh no, Nightstalker sitting here. Uh-oh. You get a bash or anything? No. Good job by Jarex reacting there, and
Notel snuck Roche.
Yeah,
it was an almost
sneaky.
instant respawn.
Oh, that's definitely a way to get back into Sephiroth G. At least getting him the Aegis to stay alive, or resurrect even.
And against this lineup from LGD, if you don't sneak a Roche like that, you can't ever expect to have another one. Because if you get caught in the pit, everyone's dead. Like that LGD lineup is probably one of the best Roche lineups I've ever seen at fighting around the pit. So OG really needs to use this Aegis, because it's probably the only Aegis they're going to see this game.
So that Silver Edge, the purpose is here for Notel. He almost has it finished. Coming out. Ana, what is he going for next after the Radiance? It's going to be Yule's. She has enough, or just about there for it, but of course buyback is of concern too. Keep that in mind. On the other side, Faceless Void. And AC is coming along. Even more attack speed for him. Happening, and the Lincolns has been finished on Mirana as well. What does Tide even have? Tide went the Forest Death all up, and now he has a Lotus Orb coming.
Yeah, Tide's just super tanky. And there is a big pickup here. Yao actually purchased a gem for the Mirana. That's going to be huge in just shutting down what OG is able to see on the map. Then whenever anyone's not showing from LGD, Notel's going to be scared to split.
That stop here, the Axe is finished.
I love this smoke from LGD. It's so
Just
aggressive.
Gonna go right in.
Well, they have that ward in the base.
Oh, Matt Force Staff. He gets hit by the Ice Blast. He's gonna cut through. He doesn't even need it. He's a back up. And he gets a cut on the left. Here we go. Poofs him. It pops at BKB, and Notel's jumping into his death Chronosphere as soon as he comes up. I'm sure. And or Ravage. Yeah, that works too. There's a Chronosphere, and also catches the back lines. They're gonna go for the rack. Now there's a buyback on Notel happening. And the Moonlight Shadow's activated by Mirana right there. Ana's going in. Notel, he's looking for a target. They ping him out. Throws out some nets, but Mirana putting the damage in, and Notel, he poofs on it with the others. But Ame jumps back in on Faceless Void. Ana's in the air with Gil Scepter. Some Kunkka still alive. They're kicking in. But they also kill Faceless Void. Nice job with the Fire Revenant of the burst coming out. And Notel, but he actually gets picked off in the back lines. Ana's now trying to live as the only core right now for his team. Somnus, Mirana will die in the midst of it. Ana's staying alive this whole time. Gil Scepter thrown up in the air again. The Sleight of Fist, and the AA goes down as well. And now it's just 11 all of a sudden. The raid boss is the only one alive. And they're going to take him out a killing spree for Ember Spirit. The fact that he lived throughout all that, I mean, it was a dieback on Meepo, but...
He wants to force buyback. He bought stop already. He didn't put a safety remnant back or anything. He's like, let's go. Buyback if you want me.
We're going to force it. At least out of Mirana here, I would assume.
And
no
they did pass the
Chronosphere.
cheese over. So he does have that.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So you did not want to give up a free tier 3 here for LG. I mean, Kunkka's been one.
Yeah, Kunkka can probably hold it.
Yeah. Ace up in 15, and he will have an Ice Blast as well. So
You nuke the wave, honestly.
I don't think that's going to be able to push us enough. Not the best seeder. And that's showing right here. So Sleight of Fist, and he jets on out of there. So that will be the end of the attempt by Ana. So with that, especially not getting the tier 3, you know, Now, to be fair, okay, they didn't get the melee axe. I thought they did for a second, but they did actually fall back before they did.
Yeah, they got pushed off of that, and Ember was not on buyback gold for all that, so he got a ton of gold there from all those kills. But No-Tail's item progression is done. I mean, he bought back, not even close to the silver edge now. And trying to play Meepo at 33 minutes without boots of travel feels awful. You can't relocate yourself very easily. You're very committed to the main Meepo. It just plays like a totally different hero.
Mm-hmm.
Which, to be fair, No-Tail's always kind of favored this style, where he plays like a 4+1 kind of thing. Whereas, like, his secondary Meepos aren't heroes, they're just assets to his main one. Compared to, say, Abed, who plays at, like, literally 5 different heroes.
The whole micro strat, yeah.
Yeah, he's nuts.
It's impressive to watch it, but I have noticed that but I think that also kind of goes to the, again, they drafted the people in this lineup, to be fair, so it's not like it caught them off guard, but this is a very difficult team. Have Meepo be extra effective, it seems like. All the AoE lockdowns they have.
If your Batrider wasn't broke, you get the jump on a lot of these fights. Like, they wanted to be blink lassoing people at 13, 14 minutes. And in reality, they were getting shoved in so hard. The Batrider still didn't have his blink till like 1830. It was just that lane crumbling lost their entire strategy. And they had to kind of fall back.
Well, it's an 8,000 network lead for LGD. Again, there's definitely still plenty of game left. This spend is over, and you see the racks obviously healing up. So, the fact that there's not even any racks destroyed for LGD is definitely a sign of that. What does he have now? He almost has the Lincolns finished for next year. The ultis are ready. Ravage as well as the Chronosphere.
Yeah, and the Lincoln's choice is super odd. All it does is let him split a little better against Kunkka.
Oh. Mirana just leaps in there aggressively for the attack speed.
It's a lot of attacks.
I get the fortification use some healing. You know, is behind with the Meepos, trying to creep cut here. So smart on his part for sure.
Yeah, but you can't have midwave crashing in at the same time. Just gets rid of the backdoor protection. It was so close.
Oh, S4 was looking for a target. He missed it, and now he's in trouble. X marks a spot. Gonna pull right back on top, like gush on top of him, and for very likely gonna fall. Chronosphere held off. They get the melee racks, got what they came for. And OG, it pretty much has lost cost right there. So yeah, it's understandable that they chose not to really initiate there.
And No-Tail actually got a creep wave to this tier 2, so he is able to hit it, but gonna have to abort. Maybe they look for something on the backside here, but I just don't know what they can actually kill without all dying to these ults.
Oh boy, the chase is on. They're gonna run him down here. Ice blasting for the TP. They dig him, and they are gonna stop it.
X is pretty good at stopping TPs.
Yes, they got the gem as well. Do they see it? Yeah, they do. They pick it up, so Nightstalker is dead for another 40 seconds.
Anna's still trying his best to chip away at this tier 3.
Oh, he almost has it actually, but 11 gets there in time to once again thwart him off. But the split push, Rat Dota is definitely the strategy, especially the whole game for OG. You can't forget about Visage too. Visage almost has his Axe. In fact, there you go. His Axe is finished. And now it's a third familiar coming out. And that's something that's a level 21 too.
Yeah, he's definitely farmed. Very, very farmed for a support in this game. But the birds don't do anything when you're this far behind. You can cut a couple creep waves with them. If a lane gets to barracks, you can put some pressure on buildings, but it's one of those things you really wanted to be break even or feeling like you had some control over the pace, and they definitely don't.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no bell here. Finally, the silver edge is finished. So how's that to work with now? Okay, somewhat of a unique build.
I wish this Batrider was like a puck. It would just seem so much cleaner in this whole draft.
Yeah, S4 puck is definitely something we've seen before, OG.
Exactly.
But not this game. Playing the Batrider here. Stuck with what you got. So Hotel push out the bottom lane, and Roshan is up though. So LGD will get away over there. Definitely not going to be stopped. A matter of getting the kill and getting out. AC is now finally finished on Faceless as well, so he's going to take the agents here.
Yeah, I would imagine so. And Bloodthorn queued up next, so that'll make life just miserable. In reality, I would say this game's looking pretty done and dusted for LGD, but we saw Vici take a game off IG earlier in a very similar game state.
That's true. That definitely is true. It was as a result of a throw, but again, in games that had those comebacks, that will play part of it. In fact, OG finding a couple of heroes by themselves. One of them is tied, to be fair, and that's not the easiest thing as we keep stressing. The Light Shadow's activated. Meeple's going, and he wants to skill on the left, so he's going to kind of beat something out at least. Dropping a half-life, got the break effect up, so that does help, but again, the Light Shadow's active, and they just have to retreat.
Awkward. Just so awkward. They got tied to half, but nowhere close to actually finishing him.
They're just going to make the way towards the top lane. They already got the bottom rack, of course, taking care of the melee at least. And putting the pressure to the top lane. Meepo split pushing the bottom as expected, but waiting for those ultis to come out. Time dilation popped. Ember Spirit has the flame guard up. Keeping his distance though, that with the Radiant Spurn. And they are going to hex up the Faceless Void. Actually, the Spirit comes off to the side. Another fight going on, but this Meepo's definitely going to die. He's dead for 90 seconds. Over here, Kunkka surviving. Out comes the Ravage. And now Ember Spirit in trouble. Ember Spirit will barely survive, but not for long. Maybe Slide of Fist get out with a Remnant. Yes, he does act to stay alive in the long run. His part is for it up. He will fall. Buyback is ready. Not going to use right away, though. Again, though, Meepo, he's just having this rough time in these fights.
All right, look right below the top racks. Click on the effigy. It seems scarily accurate.
Trying to save no. God. He's trying, man. He's trying. It's not the best for though, to be fair. The range rack's gonna fall first. Going for the melee now. They did get the buyback, of course, on S4. The Faceless Void doesn't care about anything else. He has the Aegis as well. Worst case scenario, S4 goes down for the dieback. And that could be the beginning of the end in favor of LGD. They're going to make their way to the mid lane and try to help clean up for Mega Creeps right here. And doing everything that he can to stay alive. And keep his team still in. I mean, he does play damage. Ice Blast comes out, though. You do see Faceless Void getting low, but again, even if he does die, the Aegis will bring him right back up. And the Slide of Fist, he's getting done up, though. He flies back immediately, but he's the only one alive currently. Night Stalker will resurrect in a couple of seconds. Another Searing Chain use. And they finally take out the Faceless, but that just means full life and full mana. It's almost as if he wanted. This is going to be a dieback again if he goes down right here. Slide of Fist bouncing around constantly. And he will actually stay alive in the long run again, but now it's no tell. He's back. Here comes the PKB, though, from Faceless Void. Chronosphere in 10 seconds. That's how long this fight is lasted. And no tell again is going to get bursted down. Not a friendly Meepo game. That's proven to be the case. And GG's called. OG's 0-2 in the group stages. LGD, they'll go to 2-0.
Rough start for them in this tournament. It's just S4, man. That was a brutal start. Kind of just set the tone for the entire game. I didn't mind it. I really didn't, because I got the idea of the game plan. If Batrider gets a blink, you just pull somebody back, 5 Meepos poop on them and they die. You've got a bunch of different catch between Ember and Night Stalker and Batrider, but when you lost everything like that, you couldn't force the tide back. The Void got a jump start. The early game was just such a disaster for them that they couldn't even play the Dota they wanted to play.